Well, the pleasure lady here is going to show you how to make some of the very best homemade Pop Tarts that you ever had. So go ahead, grab a hold of my vine, and let's swing right on into the kitchen. Well, good morning, YouTubers. Today, we're going to sit there and make some breakfast pastries, or as what some of you might know as Pop Tarts or toaster strudel. Let's go ahead and let's get started. You're going to need some puff pastry. Normally I make my own puff pastry, but today I decided I'm going to cheat. So I went out and I bought myself a box of 2 sheets of the puff pastry. And then I went into my pantry, seeing that I had so much fun doing the home canned food storage meal challenge. Well, I'm doing a breakfast one this time. I'm just going to sit there and take a little step further and put a few more out on my channel of some of the meals and stuff that I can all come up with out of my canned goods that I do have in my pantry. Now, this would happen to be one of them. And I grabbed a jar of my cranberry pineapple jam, and I also grabbed a jar of my cranberry raspberry jam. Now, I'll be sure to put iCards up for the recipes of how both of these jams are made in case you want to make some yourself. So with that all being said, let's go ahead and let's get started. Alright, as you see, I laid it down and I kind of marked it out a little bit before I'm going to go ahead now and we're going to cut it. Alright, we have it all cut. Now I have to open up a jam. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my cranberry raspberry jam. Grab a spoon. We're going to sit there and I think I got a little too much on my spoon there. Put some down and spread it around. Don't go all the way to the edges either, folks. And just take your time on spreading it. And you want to spread just like so. I'm going to continue to spread the rest of mine out. And I'll be back when we're all done. And now I want you to brush the edges a little bit. Let's separate them first. And you're going to have one extra square left over. That's quite all right, because you have that other sheet and you're going to have a square left over on that one. Okay, now that I have, oops, I gotta separate these down here as well. So, okay. Now what I have here is a beaten egg, and just go ahead and we're gonna sit there and just wipe the edges of our breakfast pastries. I'm going to continue to do that with the rest of these. And now let's put the tops on. A fork Let's put this one back up here by all the others. And now we're going to sit there and crimp the edges down on each one of these. I want you to do the same on yours. Okay, we have all our edges crimped. And now just go ahead and poke a few holes on the top of each one to allow the steam to escape. And spray my cookie sheet before I go ahead and put these down. Alright, I have my cookie sheet all prepared, and I'm going to bring it over here. And now carefully pick each one up and transfer it over to your cookie sheet. And put it down on top of it. And now take that brushed egg and go ahead and brush the top of each one of your Pop Tarts. And as you see, I brushed the tops all with the beaten egg. Now I want to pop these back into my fridge just to make sure that everything is really cold, because that's what gives the puff pastry the fluffiness between the layers. You have to have that butter that's inside the puff pastry cold. So I'm going to pop these back into my refrigerator for about a half hour or so. And I just pulled these out of the refrigerator. I preheated my oven to 400 degrees, and now we're going to put these in the 400 degree oven for 10 to 15 minutes. The oven just went off, so let me go and get them, and I'll bring them over. And here they are. Now I'm going to take them off of the baking sheet and put them on the cooling rack below, and I'm going to allow them to cool. I'm going to slide the breakfast pastries over and bring over, here, let's just move them like this. Alright, I have some powdered sugar in a bowl here, and now I'm going to take my vanilla extract. I'm just going to put a tad bit in there. Don't need too much, because we're not making a lot of frosting. And then we're going to need a little bit of milk. Not much. Now go ahead, take a whisk and just start mixing that all up. Yes. That's what we're looking for. Now let me come on to this side of the camera. And now we're going to just want to sit there and drizzle this all over the top.
And that's how easy it was to make your own breakfast pastries, or what some would call them as Pop Tarts or toaster strudels. Now, if you like what you saw here today, please go down below, give me a like, go up there above, be sure to subscribe, tap that little bell, that way you'll always be notified every time the Pleasure Lady here puts on a new video. But most of all, thank you for stopping by and taking the time to watch my video. Y'all come back now, you hear?